Cdsl We also welcome you, sir. We are also having with us District Youth Officer, National Youth Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan Rajouri Poonch, Nitin Hunglu, sir. We also welcomes you, sir. So first of all, I would like to request Shri Nitin Hunglu, District Youth Officer, NYKS Rajouri Poonch, to please tell us few words on today's webinar. Nitin, sir.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
First of all, good morning to all. Let me welcome the organizers, Central Depository Services Limited, the resource persons from BSc and our resource person from economic and finance background who are going to aware us about these financial awareness and economic awareness, etc. I got a call from Mr. Subzar, and I was very interested in the subject as we may not have economic or financial background, but these issues concern us equally. As you know that money revolves, I think our lives revolve around money in one way or the other. So it is very important for us to be aware about how to invest money in safe locations and to grow it, because the main purpose of each and every person in this world is to grow his wealth, his property, for prosperity and overall wellness. So I think the topic is very important for all of us, and I personally am very interested in this topic. So I congratulate the organizers for taking this wonderful initiative and awareing the rural youth of Rajouri and Poonch. As you know, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan is always deals with rural youth. So in this event also, the purpose is to aware the rural youth regarding economic awareness, investments, and please may I request the resource person to also aware them regarding this financial frauds, because the number of financial frauds are increasing manifold day by day, and it is the duty of the organizers and departments like these to generate an awareness regarding the financial frauds, so that the genuinely earned and hard-earned money of people doesn't go waste. So I request the organizers, the resource persons, esteemed resource persons, to also aware the youth regarding investment in safe locations. Some time ago, our preceding generations found it very fruitful and safe to invest in fixed deposits and recurring deposits. But right now, I think mutual funds is one of the key instruments in expanding or in our financial growth. So I would also request the resource person to throw light upon these issues and these topics, so that our rural youth gets benefited from the sessions like these. And I would like to request organizers to also to continue keeping these sessions for other districts also, so that this knowledge keeps sharing. Thank you, because I would not be in a situation to continue with this meeting, as I have some assignments in another district, and right now I am moving to Poonch. So I would request the organizers to continue, and over to you, Sangeeta.
Thank you so much, sir. Truly said that money revolves around our life, and this topic is very important for all of us. As financial flows are increasing day by day, we should be very aware so that our money don't go waste. So starting with today's webinar, I would like to request are one of the vibrant speaker, Harbinder Singh Sokhi, manager BSc IPF, a postgraduate with a total experience of 18 years, working with BSc IPF from the last 10 years, and he is looking after trainings and part of inspection team for BSc North Zone Delhi. He also conducted 60 investor awareness programs in North India every year. Please, sir. Harbinder Sokhi
Thank you,
from
ma'am.
Sokhi, sir.
Thank you, Sangeeta, ma'am. Ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Right. Ma'am, thank you for giving me the opportunity to interact with your students. And as Nitin sir rightly said that yes, talking about money and understanding the aspects of the financial market is extremely important. You know, it may not be that everybody is going to invest their money into the stock market, but they should be aware of the fact that how the market works, for a very simple reason that in case they are not aware of it, people can, you know, somehow trick them into making investments which would not be safe for them, which would not be right for them. So keeping that in mind, it would be best that you know, you take the knowledge that we are sharing with you, and the fact is that we are sharing this knowledge with you absolutely free of cost. There are courses that are there which teach all these things in detail, but we'll be giving you this knowledge absolutely free of cost. And it's our social responsibility to protect the investors so that, you know, whenever they want to invest, their money would grow. Now, with this, I could start my presentation. I'm sorry, I'll have to switch off my camera so that the bandwidth would remain comfortable. And I'll just share my presentation. Kindly let me know if you're able to see my presentation. Just give me a moment, please. सब्जार जी, आपको मेरी स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रही है?
No, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are the slides changing?
Sir, please
No.
change. No, sir, no.
Has it changed now?
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. Let's just start with let me talk a little bit about the Bombay Stock Exchange, and then we'll move on to the financial markets as such. This Bombay Stock Exchange started in 1875, and we have successfully completed 146 years of wealth creation. We are in our 147th year running, which would come to an end in the next 2 months, and we would complete wealth creation of 147 years. Now, when you look back and see the backbone of Indian economy, BSE forms the you know, building blocks of the backbone of Indian economy, and the entire economic structure has been built around the Bombay Stock Exchange itself. In this photograph, you can also see that there is a banyan tree and the iconic Bombay Stock Exchange building. So we have traveled from you know, dealing under this banyan tree, where bunch of merchants would come together and they would trade certain items, and then moved on to an imperialistic building in Mumbai, and then finally to this iconic building now, which is world famous. And anywhere you know, the people see this building, they are who have some knowledge of the you know, international markets, they immediately relate to it as the Bombay Stock Exchange and an exchange from India itself. In terms of our legacy, we are the first registered exchange in Asia, and we are just 30 years younger to the world's oldest exchange, that is the New York Stock Exchange, and that's what our legacy is all about. Now let's talk about creating money. Whenever we talk about money creation, what is the first thing comes to our mind? The first thing that comes to our mind is that, you know, that everybody wants to get rich. Everybody wants to have a house of their own. Everybody wants to have a good car, good career. Finally, they want to settle down in life. All of a sudden, the focus changes from themselves to the education of their children, and then, of course, retirement planning. All in all, everybody wants to get rich, but unfortunately, no, people have a challenge in goal setting, and this is where things go wrong. And when they're not able to set their goals, their financial goals especially, this is where the problems start occurring. In terms of retirement planning, we are very bad at retirement planning. We are always under the impression that, since we have a very robust family structure, the family will take care of us. But unfortunately, this is during the pandemic, people have seen that it may not work out to be that comfortable, because everybody needs to have some financial independency, and we need to help each other out. So planning for your retirement is also very important. Just like your financial planning and retirement planning, your health, you need to also take care of your health, which is the biggest asset that you have. So how you take care of your physical health is very similar. You exercise regularly, and you do have a disciplined long-term routine for doing this particular exercises, and this is how you stay healthy. And you can apply the same thing to your financial health also. To be financially independent, what you need to do is to save money on a regular basis, and invest in a disciplined and long-term manner. And this is how you'll be able to accumulate money and make your money grow. Now, these are a few points that are, we need to keep in mind whenever you're talking about dealing in the capital market. First and foremost is start saving early. This is extremely important, that you need to start saving early. You see, anybody who's made it big in their life, what they do is they've all started young. So whenever somebody tells you, okay, you still don't have the age on your side, you still need to gain more knowledge. Well, be assured that you have more grasping power at this age as compared to somebody who's in his 40s. So my plea to you all, the students, is learn more and more. You get a lot of information from the YouTube. Your generation is this sort of generation that they cannot say that we don't know where to get the information. Everybody has an internet connection, and you can get lots and lots of information from the YouTube, especially associated to the financial markets. Anything that happens in the financial market, there are so many people giving their views about that particular issue. So you need to learn more and more. So you can need to start saving early, and see, the retirement age of everyone is already decided. So everybody will retire at the age of 58, 59, 60. And in India, people would like to work beyond the age of 60. Thinking that you need a couple of more years so that they can settle down with their life. But unfortunately, what I had shown you earlier, all these things need to be done till the age of 60 itself, and we start investing at a very let's put it this way: we start investing close to the age of 30. So you only have 30 years to fulfill all these things, which becomes a challenge in itself. So what you need to do is you need to start saving early. The investment age of any financial product is 18. I understand in India we do not we have a very robust family system wherein the family helps out each other. But overseas, what happens is people leave their houses by the age of 16, and they start earning by the age of 18. And they can either keep working for the rest of their life on daily wages, or they work and with a company, and do their investments, and they are the ones who are able to retire at the age of 45. So because they've already have invested from the age of 20 till the age of 45, so we have 25 years of investment that has been done. So that is where they can, with all the experience that they have gained in these 25 years, they can start their own businesses and have the sort of life that they want. But in India, we start investing at the age of 30. So that leaves us only 30 years to do all the things that we require. And we need to shift our focus and start investing at least at the age of 23, 24. So that gives you an extra 6 to 7 years so that you can make your portfolio and you can at least thinking of retire at the age of 50 and start a business of your own. You become rather than having a job, become somebody who provides jobs. And this is how the growth will take place in the country, not just within the country, within your region also, because government can only create certain amount of jobs. But once you are in a particular location, you have certain experience, you can give that experience to other people and help them grow as well. Invest in the right asset class. This is also very important, because what we look for is safe investment, as Nitin sir already said. Some safe mode of investment. The safest mode of investment is fixed deposit. Unfortunately, the rate of interest of fixed deposit has been reducing over a period of years. I remember, I was quite young, and my father told me, "Okay, let's get a fixed deposit done for you." I was quite excited because there was something that I was able to go to the bank and sign something on my own. I had always seen my father and mother signing documents in the bank. When I became the nominee, they said, okay, you have to sign on certain places, and I'm very excited about that. That particular fixed deposit had a rate of interest of 11.5%. And since then, the rate of interest have been reducing. We have just come down to 5.5%. So investing in the right asset class becomes very important, because we are all affected by inflation. Inflation is a part of countries which are still growing. They are not developed countries. Even in developed countries, the inflation rate remains, but which is quite low. But in India, the inflation rate is close to 6.5%. So if you're investing your money at 5% and the inflation is at 6%, there's always a gap of 1%, which is very difficult to cover. So even if you put your money into a place where your money would grow, it's actually not growing at the speed at which the expenses are increasing. So you need to invest in the right asset class. Saving regularly. This is a habit kind of a thing. You talk to somebody who's got a salary of say 20,000 rupees, and talk to somebody who's got a salary of 2 lakh rupees. Both of them will be cribbing on the fact that they are not able to save their money. See, we increase our wasteful expenditures quite a bit. So what happens is we always run short of money. So saving regularly, it's a habit kind of a thing. You need to assess what you're doing, assess your expenses, whether whatever and wherever you're investing, is it the right, is it required? You need to understand the difference between needs and want. See, you may have a need for a mobile, but you would want an iPhone. There's no point spending 60,000 rupees or 70,000 rupees on an iPhone, wherein you can actually utilize phones in the range of say 25,000 rupees, which will do equally good job. So this is what you need to understand, that it's a matter of habit. You have to assess your needs and wants, and it's only then you will be able to start saving. But come what may, one single salary is not good enough for an household where, like in metropolitan cities, both husband and wife are working. That is the reason why things become slightly comfortable for them. But if you have a single earning member in the house, yes, things become very difficult. I mean, I have seen this. My mother was not a working woman. She was a housemaker. My father was the only one who was earning in the family with 3 kids. Yes, it was difficult. We have seen times that we'll have these hand-me-down kind of things. The books that my brother would read go to my sister, and then finally my mother would keep those books, so that when I come into the same class, I could use the same books. So those were the things. This is how things work. And yes, it is difficult even now for us to survive on a single salary. So what if you had an additional source of income? For having an additional source of income, you need time and expertise. One person can do only one job at a time. So what if you could become a part of a business, and then you can become a part of a business by not even having too much knowledge of the business, and at the same time being a part of the business and getting the profits of a business without getting too involved in the business itself. Now that seems like a dream situation, but this is where the stock market comes into the picture. And this is what we are talking about when in the stock market. There are two types of markets: a primary market and a secondary market. In the primary market, the companies who want money to grow come into the stock market. Let me show you by means of a picture. A small company would want to if they want to expand, they come and meet SEBI certified merchant bankers, and these SEBI certified merchant bankers, they will do all the due diligence, check whether this company is good enough or not, take clearances from SEBI, and make a booklet of all the information that is there, and that is what is called as a DRHP. You can find out what is a DRHP and all the information that is given on a DRHP. You can go onto our website, or you can just check on Google about what is a DRHP and what all informations are given into DRHP. Every month there are some IPOs coming into the market. You can look at the IPOs, you can look at the DRHPs of those IPOs, and you have more idea of how these companies are functioning. Finally, once they have a clearance, then the IPO comes into the market. People start bidding for that, buying the shares of that particular company. And the depository, about which Mr. Sabzar would be telling you a little bit more, the company hands over the shares of the company to the depository, and then the depository finally, once issues the shares to the shareholders, and the company comes onto the stock market. Now, let's just see the benefit that has happened. When a small company becomes a big company, what's happening is they will be generating employment, because they would need more people to work over there. So the first and foremost thing is employment generation is there. Secondly, all these people who are getting employed, they will start paying, producing more goods. All these new goods which will come into the market, that will improve the lifestyle of the people around them. So earlier, getting bread, getting all these sorts of things was a challenge. Everybody used to make this at home. Now you have ready to eat kind of a thing. I'm not even getting into whether it's good quality and things like that, but the availability is there. So that becomes very important. Even certain fruits and certain edible items which were just available in certain regions of the country, or even in the globe, that is available to everybody, because of the fact that there are companies who have spent time and money to acquire these things and provide it to everybody. So you getting quality of life will increase, the number of employment will increase. As the employment increases, the taxpayer base will increase, and finally, when the company is making a lot of production and having a lot of sales, the company would be adding to the GDP of the country. This is how the country will start growing forward. When the government will have more money to invest for the people, so that they can make our lives more comfortable. They can make more hospitals and colleges and things like that. And this is how, the entire ecosystem of the stock exchange in one screen itself. And in case you want to invest in the IPO, you need these three accounts. You need a banking account where you keep your money. You need a demat account where you will be keeping shares in an electronic platform. You'll soon come to hear about how the demat works. And then you need a trading account, which is being opened by a broker. Now, why we need a broker? That's very simple, because the exchange cannot give clearance to the companies and sell the product of the company at the same time. So for this, they have made another entity by the name of broker. They just have to register themselves with SEBI first. And once they have registered with SEBI, they have come on to the exchange. They registered themselves to the exchange. We give them two things. First thing that we do is we give them a limit from which they can work in. And the second thing is we give them a software where they can give the information of all the people who want to buy things and all the people who want to sell their shares. We have about 1,200 such broker members listed with the Bombay Stock Exchange, and they have multiple offices across the country. And the entire information keeps coming to us between 9 o'clock and 3:30 in real time. So in real time, when we say, it's as in when you place an order that comes onto the exchanges platform and then hits the exchanges platform, and then you are aware of who wants to sell a particular company's share and who are all the people who want to buy the shares of that particular company. So as and when the quantity and the price match up between the buyer and seller, the sale will take place. So that as soon as the sale takes place, the information is given instantly, but the physical movement of the shares takes 2 days. This is what is called as a settlement cycle. So before you buy the shares of a particular company, what all you need to understand, you need to look at the reputation of the company, position of the company within the industry itself, the profit earning ratio of the company, the book value of the company, whether the company has good cash flow or not, company's sales turnovers, profitability, company, does the company give dividend? What is a dividend? Dividend is the profit that the company would be sharing with the shareholders, and this is what is called as dividend. And if the company is in debt or not. So this is very important to check whether the company is in debt or not, because companies may have see, first of all, understand all debt is not bad. You don't have to take your money and put them, as and when you start a new project, you use your reserves. You can take a loan, and from that loan you can build up that project, and from the project itself you can start paying back the loan itself. uh, but if the loan is very high, if the debt is too high for the company, even if the sales turnovers and the profitability is there, everything would go in the debt furnishing of that company. So they will be trying to clear out the debt, and this is something that is not going to be not going to give too much money to in the hands of the company, and they will not be able to give you dividends also. uh, Corporate governance. What is corporate governance? You need to see who are the ones who are running the company, who's there on the directors. Do they have any, have they been involved in a fraud or not? Whether the reputation of these directors is good or not. This is something that you need to look into. Now, I've been speaking for the last, say, about half an hour, and you must be thinking, sir, this seems very complicated. We don't want to get into the stock market. And let me assure you, this is not as complicated as it seems. All the systems are already in place. What you need to do is just be a part of the system by just understanding how the system works slowly and steadily. So there'll be some people who will say that, sir, with all that you have said, seems difficult. We don't want to get into the stock market. There'll be some people who says, okay, so we can try to understand, but we don't know where to get all the information. And there'll be some people who say, sir, we understand what the stock market is all about, but we don't have the time because we're doing a job. I have certain responsibilities. I just don't have the time for it. For all of you people who don't know too much about the stock market, and the ones who want to get into the stock market but don't have the time, the best product for you all is a mutual fund. How does a mutual fund work? It is, mutual fund is uh, a number of investors come together and they form a pool of money that is handed over to a fund manager. That fund manager is a part of an AMC, asset management company. This asset management company is again answerable to the regulator of the securities market, that is SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. And under their guidance, these companies, the AMC would appoint an officer who would in turn buy shares of the company from the people's money. Okay, so now what is happening? The people give money to the fund manager. The fund manager will buy shares because his work, all he does is understand how the share market is working. He'll make a package of around 25 companies, and he says, as and when you give me money, I'm going to give you this package. This package will contain 25 companies. See, nowadays you have these Cadbury boxes, right? Chocolate boxes. Earlier, what you used to get 1 month chocolate. Now you get this, gift hampers kind of thing that you can give to kids. It has, in one box itself, there are different type of chocolates which are there, Cadbury chocolates which are there. The mutual fund is absolutely similar to that. You have companies which have with a high rate, you have companies with a low rate, some companies which move very fast, some companies which may move very slow. The entire package is made, and there is a average value that has been calculated, which is called as an NAV, net asset value. So as and when you buy the share of, when you buy a unit of one of the mutual funds, you have the complete representation of these 25 companies in that. And whenever that the value increases, let's say you buy the 1 unit of mutual fund at 50 rupees. As and when you spend 50 rupees, you will have the representation of 25 companies in that unit. And as and when the the profits come, the value of that 50 rupees increases to 51 rupees. You are in a profit of 1 rupee because you invested your money at 50 rupees. The value of that unit now is 51 rupees. And this is how, and that 51 rupees, that 1 rupee profit goes back to the investor. And the best way to invest into a mutual fund is SIP, systematic investment plan. Over here, you can decide. A lot of power is given to the investor in this SIP. The investor can decide how long they want to invest the money. You want to invest it for 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever you want to do, you can do that. It's a disciplined investment wherein the money would be taken out of your bank account on a given date. There's a choice of dates would be given. You can take the money on that particular. You can tick mark as to when you want the money to move from your bank account, and the money moves from your account into the SIP, and then you will get units every month. This a fixed investment amount. See, I told you there is an NAV, that's a unit is there, but the majority of the mutual funds, they fix a minimum amount that is required to get into their mutual fund. And that minimum amount would be say around 500 rupees. Majority of them has 500 rupees. There are a few mutual funds which is will give you the 100 rupees also as the entry fees. So if you are investing 50 rupees and the minimum investment amount is 500, every month you'll get 10 units, because if the price of the one unit is 50, investing 500, so divide 500 by 50, you get 10 units. So every month you'll be getting 10 units, and which will add in 1 year's time you'll have 120 units, and which will have a different value. You can as and when the price increases, you'll get the benefit of that. You'll also get the benefit of compounding. Let's say if the dividend is, the company is giving some dividend, so you can either claim that dividend, or the dividend can be put back into the mutual fund itself when you get more units. This is the most important point, the convenience of investing. If you have knowledge of the mutual fund, what you can do is you can make that purchase on your own. If you don't have the knowledge, there are mutual fund advisors who will tell you how to invest in it, which is the best mutual fund suitable for you, and they will help you invest your money. Rupee cost averaging, since you're buying on a different price every time, so you'll get an average of that price for per unit, and this is also going to help you minimize the cost that you have. And finally, last thing that I would like to talk about are the rumors on things that you need to be aware of while investing into the stock market. See, in our country, everybody associates the stock market to be, a gamble or a casino. Yes, there is a part of the stock market which is a gamble and a casino, which is called as a derivative market. That is basically not for retail investors or beginners. This is that derivative market is for people who have a lot of knowledge of the market, and at the same time they have a lot of money with them, so that they can invest their money, and they can get good profits from it. But there is also the fact that if they're getting profits, there is a possibility they can lose money also. I know of people who have invested in derivatives and who have lost not lakhs but crores of money, and it took them years to get back into that position again, where they can invest a lot of money. So this is something that you need to understand. Whenever somebody talks about the stock market, the entire stock market is not bad. There is a small section of it which is called as a derivative, which is very volatile, and it is not for the retail investor, which is at the beginning level person, or somebody with not having too much finances who's getting into the market. It's not for you guys to get into the derivative market. As an investor, the market is a very safe place. You invest in the right type of companies, and your money will grow as and when the companies grow. So it has to be long term. Unrealistic returns. Some people will promise you, I'll get you a return of 25%, 30%. Let me tell you something very simple. The stock market over the last 30 years has been giving a return of something, in the range of around 12 to 15%. So that's a very good range the way the return is coming. It is able to beat the inflation, even beat the income tax slab that you may be in. So that is the benefit of it. But if somebody is promising you a return more than 15%, yes, some mutual funds have given a return of more than 15% to the tune of 18 and 19%. But those are some years that they were able to do so. But not everybody is able to give that. Anybody who's promising you a return of more than 18%, please be careful and find out what these people are trying to get you into. There's a very good possibility that they're trying to get you into schemes which are not legal. Please do not invest your money in any of the financial products on in cash. Make your payments only and only through your bank account, only through check or electronic transfers. The money has to go through your bank account, so that there is a trace of who has taken your money, and in case tomorrow if somebody does any fraud to you, you are in a position to lodge a complaint. If you have made investment in cash, it becomes very difficult for the authorities, income tax authorities and the police, to prove that you have given that sort of a money to the individual. The receipts that they may cut may not be of value also, because if the person claims that, I don't have that cash, the person just took this slip from me or whatever, there are n number of things that the person can say. So do not invest your money in cash. Your money has to be paid through your bank account and or through your check. Okay, there is a lot of information given on print media and electronic media. All this information is good, but you need to understand, you need to have some knowledge on your own. All these companies, they're giving you an alternative view. They're not saying that you should invest. They're saying you can look at the possibilities of investing in this area also, but don't blindly follow these people also. There's a very good possibility that these people are trying to get you to invest in companies from where they'll be getting some payment from. So you need to understand that and there are people who might be misleading you. You stick to resources which are very genuine. Ask for anytime you're investing into the financial market, ask for that person's ID proof, whether that person is a part of the company or not. Make the payment through check. Number of times what happens is that the payment the things are your family members may come across and they say, okay, please start investing, I'm working with this company, you can help me out, he can help me grow, and things like that. That's all fine, you can help with somebody, but please ask for their identity card as well. There's a very good possibility the person may be working, they'll get you to invest to a particular company, and they change their jobs. So that can also be a problem where the person will say, Nani, I have changed my job. Now you need to get in touch with that particular company. I cannot help you out anymore. So whenever the money is involved, be a little clear, be a little wise, because it's your hard-earned money, and we don't want you to lose that sum of money at all. And finally, I just to let you know that we have BSE has offices in all the state capital. Uh, uh, the nearest BSE office is in Jammu. You can get in touch with us. You can get all the information of the Jammu office on the BSE website itself. Now that the pandemic is opening, before we used to do physical programs, come down to your college and come down to your area and talk to people. We could connect with people one-to-one, and that was something nice that was there. Hopefully, as and when the situation improves, we will come down to your location physically, talk to you all, try and clear your doubts, and God willing, that will happen soon. Okay, that's all from my end, and thank you very much for your giving me the opportunity to interact with you. And I believe now Mr. Sabza would give you more insights on how the depository works. Thank you once and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Awareness is important, and we are getting this knowledge absolutely free of cost. That is very important. We should save our money and make our money grow. As we are organizing national webinar on Be Smart with Your Money, organized by National Depository Services Limited and Bombay Stock Exchange in collaboration with District Youth Officer, Nehru Yuva Kendra, Rajouri and Puch, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Supports, Government of India. Now I would like to request Mr. Sabzar Ahmed, RD CDSL IPF, a postgraduate with experience of more than 9 years on investor awareness. He conducts more than 50 webinars per year. Please, sir. Mr. Sabzar Ahmed, sir.
1 minute, ma'am. Please, ma'am. 1 minute. सर मेरी पीपीटी शो हो रही है सर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I thanks to Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, Rajouri and Punch, and that with the help of Nitin sir, District Youth Officer, जो आज हमारा जो वेबिनार है in collaboration with आपके जो institution के साथ जो हो रहा है, और within 3 days जो है हमने ये possibility की कि हम जो है ये program हमारा आज जो ये successful हो रहा है. And second session is from CDSL, and I'm a resource person of CDSL. And जो हमारा जो workshop जो हमारा online seminar है, and during our seminar we cannot promote any company or any products of any company. And जो flow of presentation जो हमारी रहेगी वो introduction regarding CDSL services offered by depository, transmission of securities, pledge, margin pledge, repledge, basic service demat account, consolidated account statement, CDSL digital services, and investor grievance redressal mechanism. And about CDSL, अगर मैं इससे पहले बात करूं, इंडिया में जो है 2 डिपॉजिटरी है, and first one that is NSDL, National Securities Depository Limited, and second one is Central Depository Services Limited. और ये डिपॉजिटरी जो है ये एक इन्वेस्टर के लिए इसलिए बनाई गई है क्योंकि जो भी इन्वेस्टर होता है, जब भी वो कहीं पर भी इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है उनको सिक्योरिटी मार्केट में, तो उनके पास जो है डीमेट अकाउंट की इम्पोर्टेंस होती है. तो जो डीमेट अकाउंट है वो CDSL के पास ही रहता है कि एक, और वो डीमेट अकाउंट 100% सेफ एंड सिक्योर होता है. तो जो CDSL जो incorporated हुई है वो December 1997, and CDSL is promoted by BSE and leading Indian and foreign banks like HDFC Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Canara Bank, LIC of India, and first and only listed depository in Asia Pacific, and first and only depository to operate in IFSC. एंड आज के टाइम की अगर हम बात करें, आज कितने डीमेट अकाउंट CDSL के पास जो है, जो इन्वेस्टर्स ने ओपन किए हैं, एंड एट द प्रेजेंट टाइम 6.7 करोड़ डीमेट अकाउंट्स जो रजिस्टर्ड है CDSL के पास, एंड सिचुएटेड इन आवर 94% पिन कोड्स. एंड सेकंड वन डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स जो है हम उनको कहते हैं जहां पर एक इन्वेस्टर अपना डीमैट अकाउंट ओपन करते हैं, क्योंकि एक इन्वेस्टर डायरेक्टली जो है वो डिपॉजिटरी के साथ कनेक्ट नहीं होता, वो डायरेक्टली डिपॉजिटरी के पास अपना डीमैट अकाउंट ओपन नहीं कर सकते. उसके लिए डिपॉजिटरी ने जो आज के टाइम में CDSL के पास है वो 584 डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स है, हम उनको एज ए एजेंट भी कह सकते हैं. एंड operating from our 21,422 touch points, and issued companies, that is unique companies, are registered in CDSL are 18,060, and 17,124 equity ISIN, and 35,490 other ISIN. And सर्विसेज ऑफर्ड बाय डिपॉजिटरी, सर्विसेज कौन सी जो है एक इन्वेस्टर को देते हैं, डिपॉजिट कौन सी सर्विसेज एक इन्वेस्टर को देते हैं. फर्स्ट वन दैट इज कॉल्ड डीमैट, या उसे हम कह सकते हैं डीमेटेरियलाइजेशन, दैट इज कन्वर्टिंग फिजिकल सर्टिफिकेट टू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म. जब भी एक इन्वेस्टर अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट करता है ऑन सिक्योरिटी मार्केट में, एट दैट टाइम जो उसकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्रोसेस जो होती है, उसकी फिजिकल टू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक जो कन्वर्जन का जो टाइम होता है वो सारा हमारा डिपॉजिटरी एक इन्वेस्टर को सर्विस देते हैं। रीमेटेरियलाइजेशन एंड दैट इज रिवर्स ऑफ डीमैट, दैट इज कन्वर्टिंग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिक्योरिटीज इनटू फिजिकल सर्टिफिकेट। अगर कोई ऐसा इन्वेस्टर है वो चाहता है कि मेरे पास फिजिकल सर्टिफिकेट होना चाहिए, फिजिकल डॉक्यूमेंट होना चाहिए, वो फैसिलिटी भी जो है आपको डिपॉजिटरी आपको प्रोवाइड करते हैं। एंड थर्ड वन दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसफर ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज, दैट इज हम अपने सिक्योरिटीज को वन डीमैट से दूसरे डीमैट में ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं। जैसे आज के टाइम में हमारे पास बैंक अकाउंट्स होते हैं, हम अपनी बैंक में एक अपनी अमाउंट को वन अकाउंट से दूसरे अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करते हैं, वैसे ही हम अपनी सिक्योरिटीज को वन डीमैट से दूसरे डीमैट में ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं। चेंज ऑफ बेनिफिशियल ऑनरशिप, ये फैसिलिटी भी जो है आपको डिपॉजिटरी प्रोवाइड करते हैं। एंड नेक्स्ट वन सेटलमेंट ऑफ ट्रेड्स डन ऑन एक्सचेंज कनेक्टेड टू द डिपॉजिटरी। जो भी हम बाई कोई भी शेयर्स करेंगे या बॉन्ड्स करेंगे, डिबेंचर्स करेंगे, जो भी हम बाई करते हैं या सेल करते हैं, वो डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड होती है डिपॉजिटरी में। एंड इन्वेस्टर कैन अवेल ऑफ दी सर्विसेज थ्रू डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स। एक इन्वेस्टर जो है ये सारी फैसिलिटी जो है ये थ्रू डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स के थ्रू ही ये सारी फैसिलिटी ले सकते हैं। डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट जो है वो इंटरमीडिएटरी बिटवीन इन्वेस्टर एंड डिपॉजिटरी। एक इन्वेस्टर को डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स के थ्रू ही सारी फैसिलिटी जो है डिपॉजिटरी प्रोवाइड करते हैं। और आज के टाइम में मिनी स्टॉक ब्रोकर्स उनको कहा जाता है, जहां पर आपको अपना ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट ओपन करने पड़ते हैं, और वो स्टॉक ब्रोकर जो है वो रजिस्टर्ड सेबी के होनी चाहिए। और आज के टाइम में वो स्टॉक ब्रोकर्स जो भी है वो एज ए डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का रोल भी अदा करते हैं। एंड मिनी बैंक फंक्शन एज डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स। एंड बहुत सारे आज के टाइम में बैंक जो है वो भी जो है एज ए डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का रोल प्ले करते हैं। एंड इन्वेस्टर कैन ओपन ए न्यू डीमैट अकाउंट विद देम। एक इन्वेस्टर जो है एक नया अपना डीमैट अकाउंट उनके पास ओपन कर सकते हैं। एंड डीमैट सिक्योरिटीज इन डिपॉजिटरीज आर 100% सेफ एंड सिक्योर। जो भी सिक्योरिटीज आपके डीमैट अकाउंट में दिखती है वो आपकी 100% सेफ एंड सिक्योर है। ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज, इट इज ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज उसे कहा जाता है कि जैसे कि अगर कोई ऐसा इन्वेस्टर है उसकी डेथ हो गई है या कुछ ऐसा है कि बैंकरप्सी हो गई है, एट द टाइम जो है जो आपके सिक्योरिटीज आपके डीमैट में होते हैं वो वन डीमैट से दूसरे डीमैट में ट्रांसफर करते हैं। वो फैसिलिटी भी आपको डिपॉजिटरी प्रोवाइड करते हैं। और ट्रांसफर ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज बैलेंस इन ए डीमैट अकाउंट ड्यू टू डेथ, बैंकरप्सी एक्सेट्रा ऑफ द अकाउंट होल्डर, और नॉट ए वॉलंटरी एक्ट ऑफ द अकाउंट होल्डर। अगर एक इन्वेस्टर लाइव है, वो जिंदा है, वो अपने सिक्योरिटीज को ट्रांसमिशन नहीं कर सकता है। वो उस टाइम जो है ट्रांसफर ऑफ सिक्योरिटी कर सकते हैं मगर ट्रांसमिशन नहीं कर सकते हैं। ट्रांसमिशन तभी होते हैं जब उस इन्वेस्टर की डेथ हो या बैंकरप्सी हो, एट दैट टाइम जो है वो आपकी सिक्योरिटी जो है वो वन डीमैट से दूसरे डीमैट में ट्रांसमिशन होते हैं। द ट्रांसमिशन प्रोसेस थ्रू द डिपॉजिटरी इज सिंपल एंड फास्ट। एंड नॉमिनेशन मैक्सिमम 3 नॉमिनी। जब भी आप अपना डीमैट अकाउंट ओपन करते हैं तो आप उस डीमैट में 3 नॉमिनी को नॉमिनेट कर सकते हैं। एंड ट्रांसमिशन प्रोसेस से कैसे हो सकता है, इसके लिए द सर्वाइविंग जॉइंट होल्डर और नॉमिनी और लीगल हेयर ऑफ द अकाउंट होल्डर नीड टू अप्रोच द डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स। जो भी अगर आपके डीमैट अकाउंट में जॉइंट होल्डर है, अगर एक की डेथ हो गई है तो जो दूसरा जॉइंट होल्डर है उसको जो है इजीली जो है वो ट्रांसफर उसके जो है सिक्योरिटीज हो जाएंगे उसके अकाउंट में। उसके लिए उसे डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा, या नॉमिनी हो उनको अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा, या लीगल हियर्स ऑफ द जिसकी डेथ हुई है उनको अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स। एंड हाउएवर इफ शेयर वेयर हेल्ड इन फिजिकल फॉर्म, अगर आपके पास फिजिकल फॉर्म में आपके शेयर्स है, आपके पास फिजिकल डॉक्यूमेंट है, तो एट द टाइम जो है आपको अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा कंपनी को जहां पर आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, एंड दे रेस्पेक्ट टू रजिस्टर ट्रांसफर एजेंट्स। एंड और आपको जो है डिपॉजिटरी आपको एक और फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड करते हैं, दैट इज बेसिक सर्विस डीमैट अकाउंट। एंड बेसिक सर्विस डीमैट अकाउंट जो है ये उस इन्वेस्टर को देते हैं जो फर्स्ट इन्वेस्टर होता है और जिनके पास 1 डीमैट अकाउंट होते हैं, जिन्होंने अपने एक पैन कार्ड से अपना एक डीमैट अकाउंट अपना ओपन किया हो, उनको डिपॉजिटरी जो है बेसिक सर्विस डीमैट अकाउंट फैसिलिटीज प्रोवाइड करते हैं। और इसमें कौन कौन से बेनिफिट्स है इस अकाउंट के? फर्स्ट वन, अगर आपके इक्विटी शेयर्स उनकी वैल्यू अगर 50,000 से कम है, लेस देन 50,000, at that time you have pay zero annual maintenance charge to depository at the time, मतलब कि आपको कोई भी पे नहीं करना पड़ेगा, नील चार्ज से। अगर आपकी वैल्यू आपकी सिक्योरिटीज की आपके डीमैट अकाउंट में लेस देन 50,000 है, अगर आपकी सिक्योरिटीज की वैल्यू फ्रॉम 50,000 टू 2 लाख रुपीज, एट दैट टाइम आपको 100 रुपीज पर ईयर आपको एनुअल मेंटेनेंस चार्ज आपको डिपॉजिटरी को देना पड़ेगा। अगर आपके जो इक्विटी शेयर्स आपके डीमैट अकाउंट की वैल्यू मोर देन 2 लाख रुपीज, एट दैट टाइम आपको जो है नॉर्मल चार्ज आपको पे करने पड़ेंगे, जैसे आपको डिपॉजिटरी जो है आपको देने पड़ते हैं वैसे नॉर्मल चार्ज आपको देने पड़ेंगे। एंड सेकंड वन, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेट सिक्योरिटीज, क्योंकि सर ने भी आपको इक्विटी के बारे में बताया कि इक्विटी शेयर्स क्या होते हैं, डेट सिक्योरिटीज क्या होते हैं। डेट बॉन्ड्स हो गए, डिबेंचर्स हो गए, जहां पर आपको एक गारंटी मिलती है कि आपको हम जो है 8% का रिटर्न देंगे या 7% का रिटर्न देंगे या 10% का रिटर्न देंगे। डेट सिक्योरिटीज में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं एट दैट टाइम अगर आपके डीमैट में लेस देन 1 लाख रुपीज है, तो उनकी वैल्यू सिक्योरिटीज की वैल्यू, डेट सिक्योरिटीज की वैल्यू लेस देन 1 लाख रुपीज है, एट दैट टाइम आपका एनुअल मेंटेनेंस चार्ज आपका नील, आपको कोई भी एनुअल मेंटेनेंस चार्ज आपको डीमैट को डिपॉजिटरी को नहीं देना पड़ेगा। और आप अगर आपकी डेट सिक्योरिटीज की वैल्यू आपके डीमैट में फ्रॉम 1 लाख टू 2 लाख रुपीज है, एट दैट टाइम आपको 100 रुपीज पर ईयर एनुअल मेंटेनेंस चार्ज आपको डिपॉजिटरी को देना पड़ेगा। एंड अगर आपके जो डेट सिक्योरिटीज की वैल्यू मोर देन 2 लाख रुपीज है, एट दैट टाइम जो है आपको एक नॉर्मल चार्ज आपको पे करना पड़ेगा डिपॉजिटरी को। कंसोलिडेटेड अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट, वन मोर फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड जो है डिपॉजिटरी जो है एक इन्वेस्टर को देते हैं, समरी ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट, होल्डिंग स्टेटमेंट्स, इक्विटी, डेट सिक्योरिटीज, म्यूचुअल फंड्स। एंड मतलब कि जैसे अगर आप कंटिन्यूअसली आप इन्वेस्ट करते हैं पर मंथली ऑन सिक्योरिटी मार्केट में, आप पर मंथ, तो आपको एक स्टेटमेंट जो है आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। आप जो सीडीएसएल की वेबसाइट पे जाके वहां पर आपको अपना यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड देके आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, या आपको डिपॉजिटरी जो है सीडीएसएल जो है हर मंथली आपको एट द एंड पे आपको एक ईमेल आपको आता है कि आपने कहां कहां इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, आपने इक्विटी में कितना इन्वेस्ट किया है, आपने डेट सिक्योरिटीज में कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, म्यूचुअल फंड में आपने कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है। एंड एट दैट आफ्टर दैट स्टेटमेंट ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शंस, आपने डेबिट ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज, आपने क्रेडिट ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज, प्लेज ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज, मार्जिन प्लेज एंड रीप्लेज फॉर ट्रेडिंग, ये सारे स्टेटमेंट जो है आपको डिपॉजिटरी आपको फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड करती है। सीडीएसएल डिजिटल सर्विसेज, फर्स्ट इजीएस्ट, माई इजी, स्मार्ट एंड ई वोटिंग फैसिलिटी, आप सीडीएसएल की वेबसाइट पे जाके इन सारी को एक्सेस करके आप जो है ये फैसिलिटी जो है आपको डिपॉजिटरी प्रोवाइड करते हैं। अगर आपके कोई भी कंप्लेंट, आपकी ग्रीवेंस है, आप सीडीएसएल की वेबसाइट पे जाके अपनी कंप्लेंट रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं, या वाया ईमेल के थ्रू आप अपनी रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। अपडेट्स एंड इंफॉर्मेशन, अगर आपको कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, आप सीडीएसएल की वेबसाइट पे जाके आपको एक आस्क दिया का एक चैटबॉट मिलेगा, आप उस पे जाके अपना क्वेश्चन वहां कर सकते हैं। एट द टाइम आपको सारे आंसर्स आपको वहां मिलेंगे, और कहीं पर भी कोई भी आंसर आपको मिल सकता है। और आने वाले टाइम में अगर एक इन्वेस्टर को और भी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, वो सारी एक्सेस जो है आप सीडीएसएल की वेबसाइट पे जाके एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। एंड अपकमिंग वेबिनार्स कहां कहां ऑल ओवर इंडिया में सीडीएसएल के वेबिनार्स है, वो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आपको सीडीएसएल पे आपको जाके मिलेंगे। एंड एक इन्वेस्टर को अपडेट योर कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स विथ योर मेंबर और डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स, अपने कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स को अपने डिपॉजिटरी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का रजिस्टर करना चाहिए, अपडेट होना चाहिए। अपडेट योर बैंक डिटेल्स इन योर डीमैट अकाउंट, आपके बैंक डिटेल्स सारे अपडेट होने चाहिए डीमैट के पास, डीमैट अकाउंट में। रजिस्टर योर नॉमिनी डिटेल्स इन डीमैट अकाउंट, आप अपने नॉमिनी को रजिस्टर करना चाहिए अपने डीमैट अकाउंट में। कीप द इंस्ट्रक्शन स्लिप बुक इन योर सेफ कस्टडी, रजिस्टर एंड ट्रैक योर डीमैट अकाउंट थ्रू सीडीएसएल इजी एंड एसएमएस फैसिलिटी, वेरीफाई योर ट्रांजैक्शन रेगुलरली, पावर ऑफ अटॉर्नी एंड बीवेयर व्हाइल डीलिंग बेस्ड ऑन अनसॉलिसिटेटेड स्टॉक टिप्स। ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन जो है आपको ऐसे ही कहीं पर भी इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए जब तक आपको ये पता ना हो कि मेरी इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ हो रही है, किस बंदे से हो रही है, कौन, जैसे सर ने बोला आपको कि उनका कार्ड देखना चाहिए। तो ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन जो है आपको लेनी चाहिए। थैंक यू, इट इज फ्रॉम माय साइड। तो थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you so much, sir, for the valuable session. You have talked about CDSL. Investors can avail of these services through depository participant.
Dear participants, if any question, please write on chat box, please. अगर किसी का कोई भी क्वेश्चन है, आप अपने चैट बॉक्स पे जो है या अपना रेज आप हैंड कीजिए. अभी हम आपको चैट बॉक्स जो है विजिबल कर रहे हैं, तो आप अपना क्वेश्चन जो है आप लिख सकते हैं. और हमने एक लिंक आपके साथ शेयर की है, तो इस फीडबैक लिंक, प्लीज फिल फीडबैक फॉर्म.